You have to ask yourself if you are willing to die. Yes, it's a very radical question. Are you willing to die? This is something that I've thought about over the past few days, especially going into the new year. That when you live a life that is radically true to who God designed you to be, and when you live a life in alignment with what Jesus was commanded and what is written in the Bible, one, people will just hate you, right? Like I've seen this in my own life. Even when I talk about like how people hate on Jews all the time. Like again, most people just are so blind. They don't even read Romans 11 and they miss the fact that, just because, Jewish people are obedient and stubborn today, doesn't mean they're not going to be used, doesn't mean there isn't a remnant, and it doesn't mean that they're the enemy, right? Like, that's just one thing. That's just one topic. That's not even what this is about. The point is like, I'm sharing from experience of, hey, I've talked about that topic, and I've addressed it, and I've had thousands of people just insult me, come at me, like, want to attack me because of what I said and because I've called them fake Christians. And you know what? It's like, that's just part of the job description. Like, if you actually want to follow God, if you actually want to live the truth, you are going to be a threat to everybody who lives in illusion in the land of lies. You literally come in looking like a conqueror when you walk into a land of darkness, and you're a shining light because everything you get near gets eradicated. They feel that sizzling of the light. And the thing is those people living in the lies, they're not your enemy because you want to tell them the truth. If you love someone, you're gonna want to help them. You're gonna go out of your way to want to help them. And it's not easy. Like, I've had plenty of selfish tendencies. I know you listening, you've had plenty of selfish tendencies in your life. Just thinking about yourself, self-preservation, all of that stuff. And it's easy to, have those little impulses to go back into it. But remembering that, your life, if you're seeking the truth, if you're surrendered to God, Jesus, which took a long time for me to get to, 96% of my life, in fact, of living in a lie before I got to that, you're going to have to constantly override that and realize your life is not your own. And if you seek the truth, you have to learn to find enjoyment in that process of suffering, in that process of persecution, in the process of knowing that what you're doing is right. When you seek the truth, there has to be just such a deep love for the truth. And be tired of yourself living in illusions that feel peaceful on the surface, but they're fake. Like, you have to hate those so much and to love the truth so much above anything else. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for you to actually live in alignment with the truth. It's going to be hard for you to be bold. It's going to be hard for you to choose to be courageous, to put yourself on the line for the sake of something bigger than you. Like, do you care about something bigger than you? Are you it? Are you all that matters? It doesn't start and end with you. It starts and ends with God. And you're just a little piece of that puzzle, but you can choose to be significant. You may not be remembered forever in the eyes of people, but people and humanity on this earth will fade away. And in the eyes of eternity, if you're doing what's significant in God's eyes, that eternal contribution that you have made is always going to be remembered. It's going to be remembered by the one who created time and everything in the first place. It's like, do you want to be significant? It's not going to come from pleasing people and being just nice and going along and be like, yeah, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. It's like, yeah, they'll believe what they believe, but it's still your job to be true, to be honest, and to be real. And it's a battle we all face, because through being true, we face loss, we face abandonment, we face betrayal. And so you have to ask yourself, like, are you willing to die? Are you willing to let your relationships die? Are you willing to let your creations die? Are you willing to actually potentially die if you live the truth? There's people who will want to kill you. Like, look at Charlie Kirk. He got killed. People throughout history killed because they speak the truth. John F. Kennedy, killed. Abraham Lincoln, killed. You don't even have to just be, quote unquote, like the label of Christian. It's just speaking the real truth will make you an enemy. Add on top following Jesus, then you're really going to get some hate. That's the mark, but it's also a reward. And it's what builds you and it morphs you. And it's like, look at dudes, for example. The dudes with the lowest testosterone, they're so soft. And physiognomy really just like, and again, that's like saying like your personality on that shows in your appearance. It really rings true. Guys with high testosterone, they're more willing to be persecuted. They're more willing to be bold. And you look at their appearance, it literally looks like they've been sharpened by life. They're not Play-Doh. And so it's like, even that, it's like, look at the reward of it. It's like, it's not always going to feel good. Working out doesn't always feel good, but eventually you start to enjoy the feeling of it because it's like a chiseling. You're creating a statue, and that takes effort. Going through life, it's chiseling you constantly. It's working out the parts of you that no longer belong. The suffering is literally like glass being molded in a furnace. It's bending it. It's shaping it. It's turning it into what the Creator designed it to be. What the Creator saw. The glass may have just thought it was like sand at the beginning. But God put more inside of you than just making you sand. He created you for potential. When He built you, He knew that as you came was not how you were going to end. He saw your end from the beginning. And that's the thing, is we live in time. He does not. And so we see ourselves as we are now. We don't always see ourselves as He designed us to be. And that's where we have to lean on Him and trust. Seeking the truth of who you are is never ending. It's getting closer every single day to being that person that God designed you to be. And so I want you to ask yourself, if you were faced in persecution, if you had to put yourself on the line, if you were faced with, hey, I either am going to live for the truth or I could be killed. Like if you were going to be martyred, if someone was going to decapitate you, like just to be real, by renouncing the truth, would you be able to do it? Really look into that. I've questioned it myself. I'm like, could I actually do that? Because that's horrifying. And what I've realized is like, as much as I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible. At the same time, the soul in me that's beyond like my human fears is like, well, what else is there to freaking do? What else is there to do but to just pursue what is real? It's just real. Seek realness. Seen the Matrix movie, the guy's eating the freaking steak and he knows it's fake, but he's enjoying the false pleasures. But it's like, you're eating simulated steak that tastes good to your senses in this game. But this game will end sooner than you think. The creator of the game will come in and transform everything. What we know will be gone, and what is new and gonna last forever will be here. And the truth is how you can get a glimpse of that eternity right now. The truth never changes, or it wouldn't be the truth. The truth always was, is, and is to come. And you have to ask yourself, are you willing to die for that? Because if you die for the truth, you're putting yourself in the hands of someone who promised he will never leave or forsake you. And because he is the truth, that promise always stands. Ask yourself, are you willing to die? Thanks for listening.